Yes, family, blessed love, give thanks for your presence. We glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie. The first, give thanks for stepping into the tiger's nest even at this hour. Wonderful and mighty and blessed program we definitely have in store for you this evening. You know, as we definitely glorify heart of celebration going into the 64th anniversary of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. Give thanks for such congress that was founded by our worthy founder leader, our President, God and King in flesh, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And, you know, we give thanks for even this moment going into the 40-day and 40-night season of what is referred to as the Lenten moment. So it's just joy, it's just celebration, it's just happiness, and of course, more joy as we have a wonderful visitor with us. Definitely no stranger to the tiger's nest, definitely no stranger to the mystic vibration. The Honorable Priest Earl is with us, and in a moment, the Honorable Priest will be blessing us with some words of gold and some words of precious information as we definitely go into this celebration and go into this Lenten period. So let me just say to everyone, give thanks again for the Holy Trinity, Prophet, Priest, and King. Glorify the Father and Mother of creation. Give thanks for all who are tuned in near and far. And as I said, we intend to have a wonderful sit down. Make sure those who are already here, make sure you share it with a friend and with the family and let them know that we're definitely going through with righteousness of salvation. Honorable Priest Earl, priest of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. Blessed love, my Lord.
Blessed love, my Lord. Give thanks to life, man.
Give thanks for your presence. I know to our Father and to the Son and to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, your world without end.
Last year, Jah. Rastafari, one perfect love royal family.
Give thanks. Give thanks, Majesty, for thanks for such words of prayer, you know. Give thanks to the young one too. I pick it up one time and we just continue to seal it. My Lord, give thanks for your presence with us. And of course, you know, this moment around, we definitely want to sit and, you know, speak definitely of the moment that we're going into. I know it's the celebration, the Battle of Ottawa. So I would just like to start with a bit of that this evening, you know, about the whole celebration, the reasons for it. Of course, you know, is I and I sitting in, but many people in the audience very new to a lot of this. And I personally like to cater for those who are seeking the sincere milk, you know, and that don't come to count cows. You know, sometimes, to be honest, sometimes they bring a one and in the nest and they come counting cows and it's not cows I want to count. I definitely want to hear about the sincere milk, you know. So my Lord, give thanks again for your presence with us. If you want to say anything, of course, to declare in your introduction for sure. And then I'd like to, you know, I bless us with a word or two as it relates to this 64 years anniversary of the Congress before we start to talk about anything Lent. My Lord, give thanks for thy presence again.
Yes, my Lord, give thanks for the royal family, you know. As the man would say, you know, Rastafari is thy shepherd and I shall not want, you know. True. You make it I to lie down in green pasture, you know, restore thy soul, you know. Lead it I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Here do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with I, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort I. Thou preparest a table before I in the presence of our enemies. Thou anointed our head with oil. I cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Rastafari from this time in forth and forever. A man, a holy man. Holy man will I. Last year. Yeah. Rastafari. Yes, that I give thanks enough here, you know, to be in at the present of, you know, the royal family, my Lord, you know, I mean, personal, you know, and, you know, the Battle of Ottawa and the formation of the Congress, you know, that's why I and I in a goal right, you know, in a car. The man say I and I really win out because, you know, we see said earlier them to win the Battle of Ottawa, that Ethiopia could have still be free, you know. And the Right Honorable King Emmanuel did say, you know, all I have to do, man, as black people, man, just to live good, you know. You know, Marcus Garvey win out for us, you know. The Emperor win out for us, you know. And, you know, the Right Honorable King Emmanuel win out for us also, you know. So all I have to do as sons and daughters is to just live good, you know. So recall upon everyone now within the fasting period, because too, the fasting is a weapon also to help I going around the wall of Jericho silently and bringing it down, you know. Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie I,
all right.
Rastafari. Yes, my Lord.
Give thanks, well, all powers. Well, as we know, well, they were saying something. Oh, true. As we know, coming this Wednesday, you know, at least this Wednesday in relation to the premiere, just put a little ganja seed in my mouth, like the Buddha, you know, the Buddha does eat one ganja seed a day, you know. Somehow they come and tell you it's one rice grain a day, but we come to find out it's a ganja seed a day, you know. But as we're entering into this moment, my Lord, this is the Lenten period. Those who follow up with the programs we put on this platform and on, of course, Radio Anu, you know, every year for the last 4 years, I've made it my duty to do at least 3 programs. Lengthy programs, they always are too. Speaking about the Lent, the physical aspect, you know, the eating and I speak of what I know of it. You know, I would invite different ones. The myself, of course, would have sat with us already. Priest Kumi, Priest Chris, Priest Whitman, different ones who would have lived it, especially during the time of the Honorable King Emmanuel's presence with us, 9 Miles Bull Bay. But now, so there are different aspects to it. As I said, that health aspect and how you are going to apply the fast. But then you see there's this level of the tradition that King Emmanuel has set down. And as we know that this order is a building order. And you, no matter how long you're in the order, as you could testify, you just continually learn and learn. Even when you hear elders amongst themselves reasoning, you hear how they continue to learn from each other. So that is what I'm looking for this evening, the Lent, the richness of the Lent, the flavor of the Lent that King Emmanuel set down, the 40 days and 40 nights that he set down, the process prior to it, because we don't reach it yet, at least to the recording of this. I want maybe listening to this during the Lenten time, more of obviously. But as me and you recording this, we know gone into that 40 days. So there's a preparation for it. And then there's a living through of it. And we're going to talk about the type of fast that like the I do, that you fast till 6, enough man don't do that. So my Lord, I just want you to journey us through the Lent. You know how it is when me and you sit in it. It's not always too much question and answer. I just want you to journey us through the Lenten period with your full understanding, what you're seeing with your eyes, how the Father set it down, especially that, how the Father set it down, and any advice to the listening public. And as you reason, you don't know, I will come in and we get it going as I get my chalice set here too.
Yes, Royal family, give thanks again for life, you know, and the mighty life giver, you know. As the man saw, the Father did really set it down. 12 to 2 was the more regular fasting. You see it? When you have 12 to 2, you have more individual partake with that. But when you have 6 till 8, you find few men in the yard. I don't know where they went at the moment. But you know what I mean? So I don't want to say they gone a country or what happened. But you know, I find enough man never did so glorify the 6 to 8. God them that say it is more a harder fast. You see it? You know, but as a working man now, you know, even the 12 to 2, when enough of the individual them went, a man always have to keep active, selling broom, selling mats, you know, go to market. You see it? So some of the time, when the brethren them go out, and even the 12 to 2, they don't come forward in, come catch the time to break their fast. Because when them came forward in maybe 15 minutes after 2 o'clock, So they have to double up. You see it? But the 6 to 8 now give you more time to get more duty done in the day, especially, so the 68, it wasn't so regular as the 12 to 2. So more man would have more acquainted with the 12 to 2. But what I know, one of the time the service never come down, and it was the 6. You're hearing me clearly? Are you hearing me clearly?
I hear you very, very clearly. You say one time the service never came down. I don't know if that's the 2-year period. And you're saying that man was supposed to fast till 6.
Yeah, it was a 6. I remember you have some individual did not want to let go his banner the whole day. All day stand up there in the sun from morning, never want to let go his banner. The only way to let go his banner is I want to come and take it to him, go break his fast.
Okay.
But remember, said the man was there with us, The man garnered those strength, which those strength was enough still, But through the power the man was there, I don't know if man garnered those strength more, you know what I mean? Yes, so that's the difference between the two. And when the man make his move now, and as I said, we need more strength. When the man drop in temple, transcend, the world that say him die, you see it, and it's no struggle to us because the African way, the sun rise in the morning, it get big in the 12 o'clock, and we say die in the evening to born again. So it was just always a circle. You see, so that wasn't like a struggle to us as African people. It was just always just birth. When the man died, the birth. So just a sunball when he said the heaven declare the glory, and when you look on that 3 stage of the sun, this is a man could not really die. It's just a circle there, ever living. So when them said the man drop his temple now and enough of us as brethren get weak. Because we did get weak. I remember we never looked for that. When I and I still see the sign of what is going on. When sometimes we go and him barely can talk to us. I held that. But two we have to God and we now see the sign of when I elder showing us that when I'm talking, him talk, say him call upon the elder them to come from all about. And a few man did come, but most of them did not come. Because the man got travel. And as a man, I call name God. Enough individual we never call name God. We never got travel. Them could tell us also. Much less the man where I did recognize as the God. So even one of the time I think Sam even call up the honorable priest Jesus and tell him say, I'm ready for travel. And I don't want to mix up anything like man that about passport or anything like that or some mix up thing. Because we're not dealing with the hocus pocus thing, because if I'm gonna go travel, must go and take a plane or something like that, But Jada showed that. Eh?
Right. Yeah, go ahead, you guys. I hear it so like I hear that passport talk already, but no, you bringing it on a different level. That's what I'll say.
No, what man I deal natural still. When him meditate passport, that was a natural thinking.
Yeah.
If the father say him going to travel.
You travel.
That was just something natural where a man would think of it.
Makes sense.
It's not nothing wrong.
He can make a move.
Yes. So I don't take certain questions neither when it come on to the father, like if he have mother or father. I don't take these questions. You see, because the individual who's asking this question, how do you come? You see it? You're asking this question, how you come, who are asking the question. The African way was a pair, Alpha and the Omega, a Sar and a Set. It was always a pair.
Yes, sir.
So these hocus pocus questions, King Emmanuel have mother and father. I don't go into those things, my lord. You see, that take up the time that we could talking about something more important.
Right.
See it? Yes, my lord. So,
yeah. So let me get, before you go too far, because there's a whole bombshell you drop there. Enough things to say a moment ago. So let me just kind of return to a few things. So you're saying to us that during the Lenten moment, and from your experience, we are talking about a fast from 12 to 2. You have to feast from 12 to 2. And then now there's also this fast here that is going down until 6. Now, what I'm saying, this is okay. And the 6. So what I'm trying to get straight. So you're saying that at one time we have a fast from 12 to 2. All right, going through. But then at the next time, this is a next Lent, King Emmanuel called a fast where we're supposed to fast till 6. And then at that time, you notice that most ones would have left the camp then. And then a few ones remain at that time. I just wanted to make sure I get that clear.
Yeah, man, that's the loyal individual, them like the man them who used to work at the office. The man them who used to work at the office, them have a recognized music apart, you know?
Yes, that's as I said too.
A little music parts in there.
Wow. Yeah, well, you know, it's Lent, you know. Them kind of words you're not supposed to get out, you know, man. But the energy tries best to make sure that them words you keep quiet. I know it is, man. I know it is. And then now, even while the music passing there, you even talk about a time when the Bingi didn't go down. And I don't know if that's a Lent time, and the fast until 6 again. Okay, see, these are the things that, you know, we really need to know, you know, because you have to keep in mind that we talking about give thanks, honorable, blessed Lord. We have to keep in mind. Yes, honorable, blessed. Give thanks, honorable, give thanks. You're stepping brave and bold here, boy. Yes, my Lord, give thanks. So this is the time that we're talking about, you know, the Lent, but we have different timing with the Lent. We have Lent that I would believe take place from the 70s, Lent in the 80s, Lent in the 90s, 1994, you know, all of them different times there. So I know things would have taken place differently. So people like I and I that come in now and we asking questions. Okay, so how I first learned it is that there were 2 fasts. You have the fast that you do till 12, and you have the fast that you do till 6. The ones that teach me that even go as far as to say, you would have a book where a man would write what fast he doing, and the next man will come and say, well, he doing the next fast. And as I say, most man would sign up for the 12 fast. When you sign for a fast, you can switch the fast in between the Lent to say you're gonna pick up a next fast. This is how I learned it. Go through.
Well, I pray. Well, the yard when Jacala fast, I did not see like a man could have choose to say. It was a one order.
Wow.
It wasn't like you could have choose to say you will go on that or go on that.
No,
remember,
man,
you know.
This serious.
Remember, you know, we come in at the thing like young man that we don't
of course,
know. We never
yes.
know. You have to be obedient when you just come. You see it? I remember the first time when I came, it was a fasting moment. And I did not even know that I should go and go in the tabernacle to break my fast. When 12 o'clock come, I find somewhere to go and break my fast. I did not know.
Yeah.
And when I find out, if I could have bring up that food, man. I was just coming to the camp in a mile. So
wow.
I just did not know. But it was a one order, is not say, stick half of the camp fasting this way and half fasting this way. That's why you find say when the 6 draw now, you find say it's on the warrior them stand up with Jah to show who are the really warrior from that time. You see it? Yes, my Lord. So I'm going to remember.
No, I was just going to ask you quick as a bit of historical fact. You know, you can recall like the year when he called the 6 fast. Or several times he do that. Okay, not too much wants to talk about this, you know. This is why I bring it.
No, I don't remember reading the several times. I just remember that time. No, the service never come down.
Okay, and it was that, and it was
And
that.
I don't really remember if we say it go for a year or two. I don't want to oppose anyone, but I don't think that to me it is not so long.
Yeah.
You pick up
Yeah, but
it was about like about 3 months. But if, when a man say a year, I meditate. Was it before I came? Because it was about, you know what I mean?
3
I remember
months.
fasting. Yeah, it was about 3 months service non-stop service. You see it? Yeah.
And that was a 6 fast.
Yeah, that was a 6 to 8 fast.
Wow.
With the service not coming down. You see it?
Powerful.
So even the Sabbath service, they had a set of priests who just come and take over and continue. You see?
Positive.
Yeah.
Rastafari. So you personally, I know I personally, you do the same 6 fasts. You fast until the setting of the sun. That's what I doing this year as well.
Yeah, because normally I fast till 12. So
Okay.
if I go on a 12 to 2 fast now, that is what I do normally. Today is a fasting day, and I fast from 12 from whole night till 12 o'clock today. So is that the way I live? So if I don't go on the 6 to 8, it come like I'm not fasting. No, Lent is a different time, you know. Because is every day when I do it now. But when you don't go do it Monday and Wednesday, that is different also. But Monday and Wednesday and Sabbath, I do live by fasting.
By fast, of course.
That my temple don't shock when fasting comes. Because if you're not living the fasting, just like cold water, you're going to take a fresh. And if you don't know to apply the cold water, it will shock your temple. So you have to live the fasting like the Ethiopians, because we are Ethiopian in exile, living the fast. So when that time come now, especially for fat people, as I say, you know, because when fat people fat, it means that the food going to build the insulin. So you don't want so much food, you want the fat now to release the glucose. So on the fasting, you know, can make those fat people, whether say obese. I experience the people come out in a yard, come a camp.
A bit plump.
And quick time they get down that way because they come in the fasting. And fasting don't do anyone nothing to say. It harm you. You're going to feel hungry. But when you feel hungry, just like the sea, sometimes it gets rough, sometimes it gets calm. So what I do when I feel a little hungry, I have my chalice. So that teacher I know says not food make you burn chalice. It's meditation. So to I want that meditation, I take a 1 draught of chalice. Not to I'm fasting, I don't have to take not 2 and 3 and 4 to finish the chalice. I just can take a 1 and that's it till, you know what I mean, second my meditation there.
Balance you off.
So as I said, you know, fasting is so good, and some of the time I never know what the Father was doing for us. Is when he make it move now, and so much people is talking about the benefits of fasting. Enough of the time, it come like, Jadu have enough food for us, but he was building us that pre-serve could be here today at going to 62, still fasting. You see it? So enough of the time we did not know what the right honorable King Emmanuel was doing for us. So within fasting too, as I say, it's like when a man deep dive. You know, when a man deep dive in the sea,
yes,
him can't come up here quick.
Yeah.
So when him going to break his, when him going to break his fast now, don't eat everything quick. Take your time. Because you have 2 hours. Don't force down everything within half an hour. You see, because most man force down everything within half an hour. You see, so just like when the man come for here from in the deep sea, he must reach a little spot where he break a little bit. Right? He just can't come up here because the bends will take him. You know what I mean? So just like the fasting, you don't just eat everything one time, because sometimes that control, even big people, do have that control and see the food, you know. So fasting teaches us to control ourselves. So the seal half an hour, that means 1:30 or 7:30, you use that for a little drinking now. don't do the drinking too early. Unless you know this fasting, drinking are going to take. You can take drinking for it. You pick up, like I say, I'm going to go drink some jelly water, drink some juice, or what you're going to drink. You know? Yeah. But if you're going to drink, you make sure say you drink that sealer. You know what I mean? Yeah.
To seal up everything.
Yeah, and when a man big like us now, we don't need 3 meals a day anymore. It's when I want to grow, like a little youth, you give them 3 meals, and then you make them fast between the meals also. Don't make them snack between the meals. You understand? You make them fast between the meals. That means you control them, that they temper the right way as they should.
Yeah.
But a big man and a big woman now, you can eat 1 time a day.
Yes.
Because when you eat so much time a day, your belly start get big because you're not growing anymore. No, that means that growing hormone going to turn something else for you. You see? But look at you now, you can eat 3 times a day because they are growing. They can, that growing hormone, you know, or that stem cell that is still building in them, it still can build a growing farm. But fasting again, build stem cell and it kill the cancer cell, you know?
Because some people, when they age, they tend to really get big with juvenile. And it's just like a different change when an age come on to many people. But so what about during them times now? Okay, you saying that you have 2 hours to eat it. That is maybe, when you're one away and when you're home and all of that. But in the time when Lent was hefty and the Black Christ salvation, rocking and these different things, what take place now? They say that you don't know how it is. You're breaking fast in tabernacle, from leading priests coming down to the priests them on the altar, to prophets and elders and empresses and little ones and so on, so on, so. I know for sure sometimes an hour, the last person may be coming out of the tabernacle. I hear some empress say an hour and a half.
It's not everyone going to get the 2 hours when the tabernacle is going on. But really and truly, we show that love. Yeah, because I heard man say go and free the guard. And you know what I mean? Yeah, we say go and make the guard break his fast. And that love was there amongst us when the Father was there. You see it? But as I said, some man get robbed with them 2 hours still. But man still meditate to the guard. Don't get free, Make sure you say you see it, so we want forward that love amongst us. You know what I mean? When the guard is there, all night service, man rally around that. You could have feel that joy not to stay the whole night if he did not want to stand up there the whole night, Yes, man.
Yeah, man, but you're happy to do that, man. Yeah, man, I know that, I feel that, man, the love. So in the preparation now, again, you don't know, once you're in this thing for a while and you're seeking, you hear different things from different elders. Some elders will say that King Emmanuel, well, some elders will say King Emmanuel would start his fast, his Lent fast, 2-3 weeks before the Lent. What you could tell me about that? How, from your knowledge, the Father himself would prepare, for the Lent and so, and one would say the Father always make sure you have his thermos. The King, I hear some different things. Some man say, man, have 7 thermos flasks with 7 different type of tea. I don't know how true that is, but sometimes it's all like some man just add some spice to the pot too. But from your knowledge, as far as preparation for this moment, this sacred moment, how you would observe King Emmanuel prepare for it, or even prepare the congregation for it? Because I know he's a man that like to prepare. You could feel things coming, boys almost Lent, you see Jah doing this or Jah doing that. And see, we do, yeah, my Lord.
Well, as a man who demand to put on the vehicle, truck.
Yeah.
Preparation, we go to the country and we gather in the coconuts, couple of bags of coconut. That means with a store, with a stock the storehouses with those nice bananas. Some of them will hang them up. I will look some nice banana you hang up and all of that. So a man could I get a 1 and a finger banana, and that preparation. So so some of those banana, nice gross material banana with a ripe. Some of them go up at Jah, some of them down our storehouse. Because Jah, when our storehouse done, Jah always have something in his own, You see it, so you know 2 or 1 hour kind of the congregation the quicker for done quicker.
Yes,
You see it, so we prepare feet by going to country and gathering the wet sugars and the cane and you know the food stuff that we do eat, you know what I mean, and all of that, and sometimes we stack up the place with straw. You know when you're dead, just say a broom feed us. We can't speak about no other way. Whether a man that get our money from his friend is not that what feed the camp. When the authority come upon our father, he can show what feed us. You know what I mean? We are not beggars or jobbers or we are honest people. Them always pine to the broom field and then pine to the service. Him say if you want to know this man, when the man sit down there, you go down to the service. No care who you see, I care the service. Him always say if you want to know who this man is, go down to the service. You know what I mean? So I'm always pine to the service. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that is the preparation, what we do prepare, put in the straw them. That means you don't have to go to straw bush within this time anymore. We stack up the broom field. We get all the stick them, yet some of those stick ones still run out, and man still move
of course
early and go and look some stick.
But you try your best to minimize the work.
Yes, my lord. Because we are fast in the temple, not why want to do that 100% of work. It may be want to do a 75 or a 50, according to how the temple is feeling now. So when you feel more energy, you can move with the temple. But the first couple of days, everyone feel that fasting, we're not moving so fast, But don't stop move. Still do something. You see it? As I say, why enough man prefer the 12 to 2. Sometimes him sleep a little long. 9:30 or 10. He sleeps. So so when him rise now, fasting soon break.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's not everyone put our shoulder to the wheel,
Yeah, man.
Some man do that also. You know what I mean? If all of us to do that, put the shoulder to the wheel, it would be, better. But it's 22 hours. It's 22 hours for the both of them. You see it, so there's no difference. It's going to say the 6 now you go through the whole day, it feel like it harder. But it don't really harder. It makes the Sabbath feel so beautiful, not eating on the Sabbath day. You see it, so your temple is more want to go in the service. Because you're not eating for the Sabbath day. So fasting, so have so much good feeling when it comes to the Sabbath day. Because you wait till after 6 o'clock before you do eat. And smoke too. And smoking too.
What about the smoking? I used to hear once that when you do the cup fast, you don't really partake until after 12. But then again, I come to realize, because it's a growing thing, I try to show ones, you see this thing here, you have to pay attention to this order, listen keenly, and you must be able to do your own maths too. Because we used to call the 6 o'clock fast a hardical fast and the 12 o'clock fast a cup fast, only to learn with proper understanding that none of them things, cup fast has to be broken in the tabernacle. No matter what time you break it, even if it's 6 o'clock, it's a cup fast when it's broken in the tabernacle.
Yes,
okay. Yes. So you see, we have to do the math. So when, because Trey said smoking, because in the earlies we learned that when you do a quote unquote cup fast, which is the 1 till 12, you don't smoke until after you wake up in the morning. You burn, according to what we're taught, just say you burn your chalice or whatever, well, not whatever, you burn your chalice before the uprising, before your Psalms reading. And then you don't really partake until after you break your fast. But then now, if you're in tabernacle, that makes sense. But then one could freely leave tabernacle. You don't have to be the priest and go and burn out and come again. So when you say smoking too, how is it with that? You know of that principle when you do cup fast, you don't smoke until
yeah. But there is two basins still. One if you do smoke.
Okay.
There's still two basins. One if you smoke, this is the one that you broke your fast with. And the other one, if you don't smoke, this is the one that you break your fast with. So there's always two, you know, two opportunity, two, you see? So there is no barrier still, you know? But to you guys still be truthful, say I did burn a little dry herb, you go over this basin over here. You know, you did not burn anything, you could. So all you have to do is just be truthful, because they already don't set that way, you know? Yeah.
This is some deep stuff. And that's burning during the service time. Suppose you wake up early, 4 o'clock chalice. And when you're done, you know, you wash out your mouth and the full thing, and then you go Psalms reading. When that time comes.
Well, most of the time, you know, my Lord.
And
even if you don't see,
yeah.
Most of the time, you see, even if you don't see a Rastaman doing that, that is the Rastaman joy. But sometimes, yeah, this is so strict. Where it say from 10 o'clock, you wouldn't burn no more herbs until that time. But early in the morning, you could smell herb burning, my Lord. A herb smell. You're not hide, man.
But man always, even man that never even meet Jah will tell you, but Jah does burn his chalice said way too. You know, man.
It's not that it cause a violation why these law come upon us. Is I and I did cause the violation, because herb used to burn straight. But true, you know, instead of a man buy a little lamp, you know, him have a fire stick Friday night, and I don't know that fire stick catch the house afire. Man, if you run up and down, polluting his Sabbath on the Friday night, out in fire. So I saw more little restriction come upon us.
Yeah.
But herb never have no restriction, because I just burn herb. But true, man, lack of basic, you know, instead of just buy a little lamp as we should, you know. So I and I cause these things upon us. So you couldn't go say, our Father who have so much meditation, we meditate the whole universe, to stop burn the Holy Sacrament, my Lord.
Right. All right. That's one of them times we can talk a bit more about that there, because that will take away the conversation. That whole thing that you just mentioned, the after 10 smoking and so, because the different aspects about that too, you know, the Father are the mystic. Things come in as you move along, but they always have a mystic connection. You know, there have some people that only burn herb in the night, because of the melatonin and the serotonin, and I know John know enough different things that he don't really say clear. And I know a man will say, well, the house was burning down, and he said, stop smoke in the day for the Sabbath. Well, maybe there's something even more spiritual behind that, you know. And he just happened to coincide with the event that made him bring up that lot to kind of put a little discipline in the yard. Yeah. But I know you picked me up with that, you know, kind of Father, very mystic in the things that he applied to us to do. But my Lord, still on the whole aspect of the Lent again, because that's where we keep in the fire here. And you were speaking of the going to the country and getting certain foods and these different things. Because what you showing me there is that, as I said in a reasoning we had yesterday amongst I and I, Bobo, Shanti, that during the Lenten time, it's not just not eating, you know. What you're eating is also very, very important. So you just specified, you just highlighted something that I was very happy that you highlighted, that the Father would have sent the congregation, not the congregation, but the I and those who work on the truck and so, into the country to get the natural food, to get the sugar cane and these different things. Because I know there is an advanced man in your thoughts. And, you know, I must say, even as a time like now, I continually see, I know you would have witnessed, for example, okay, follow me good. You would have witnessed, for example, that during the Lent, maybe King Emmanuel would have sent a word that make sure you put cornmeal in the flour, or mix the flour with something else, or make sure you don't use yeast and so. And we come to take this as law. Now, when I say as law now, to the point that even in this modern day time, I'm telling you people that I know personally, who during this time, they instill these things as law. I want to hear me out good. In the fact, to the point that the white flour with the cornmeal. Now, what I'm saying, King, man's supposed to be so far past white flour stage. You understand? The thing with the yeast, not eating yeast during Lent, from my understanding, is that King Emmanuel never really deal with yeast at all. He teach man how to set the bread, as the eye personally show me. From Thursday night, bread done set, and so when that bake the Thursday that night, early Friday, 4-day morning, as we would call it, the bread would naturally rise. But there was a time now that, I mean, during that time, you know, man just start to get, if you want to say, lazy, and just start throw yeast in the bread. This is what I elder tell, and I just don't want to call the elder name, you know.
It was after Gilbert.
Okay, you go. You say that.
Right after Gilbert. I held a name priest Isaiah as a baker from road. But it was right after that storm, certain things start coming from us. I remember, you know, we never used to use lighter. So it was after that, no lighter coming on us. Because we never have no lighter and all of these things.
You're confirming the story. Go through.
If you want to light your kite, you have to go to a lamp to light your kite.
No lighter.
So it's after Gilbert, the storm now, you know, these things start coming on us, like yeast and all of these things, you know. But it makes some of us weaker because it don't make the younger one know the tradition way of baking. You see it?
That's the point.
The tradition way of baking without the yeast, as you say, you set the bread from Thursday in the day, and by 12 o'clock, priest Tony used to have individual watching the pan, that when it shuba, when the thing shuba, it have the power right there. Send call him no. It have the power in it. Don't wait till it get cold. Him get man to help him now knead the bread fast, put it in the pan them. It a shub now, it have the shubing power. You see it? So that was the natural way. And going on along the way, like even go to St. Lucia and so forth. I started doing it with the coconut juice where the honorable priest Richie, you know, helped me along the way, you know, to do it with the coconut juice, you know. You set the coconut, especially like you put it in a plastic bag, hang it up, you see that part go up, you get a little thing on board the bottom of the plastic bag, because the water that settle at the bottom there, so it let out gradually. And when the part that you need, that thick coconut juice need, you stop the hole and squeeze it out in what you need there. So that is the way to continue. And I never go on the yeast thing, because when you go on the yeast thing now, yeast bread to the man who normally eat the natural bread, it don't nice, it's soft. It have a softness in it where like the man who you see it, the man who you see is firm bread. Yeast bread coming like it can break, like the bread that's firm. If you got break, if you got share the firm bread, it's like easy to break off.
Break, yeah. These bread they tear it like yeah man, you're right.
Yeah, yeast bread cannot break in that tradition way they break the bread, you know. So
it's true, man.
The rice, the flour and the meal now. What you that show, you know, not just directly flour and meal. Man don't just stuck on that.
I hear you. Right.
It means say just don't eat the flour just like that. So when they go and get banana and put forward, look at the fiber in it, some natural thing. Because banana can be flour also. So either you turn the banana in that flour and add to that flour there. That flour there is so many of the natural things come out of it already. The cream of wheat, the whole wheat, the germ wheat, and all of those natural products when it come out of the flour already. So the place down in Jamaica when named flour mill, them don't get that white part. No security is on that part. But the other part will come out tight first, tight security, and the creamery and all of these other things that come out of the flour. So flour is the last part of the thing. So to poorness, but just still show you say you could add a couple banana to it, macabook
Right.
plantain, even breadfruit, but add something to it more than just eating this flour. So when I'm telling about cornmeal, it's not must just cornmeal. Because if you look on cornmeal right now, the cornmeal, it's still Monsanto producing that. And if you know, it's still Monsanto producing the flour that we are still buying. So when you put the two Monsanto thing together, you're not helping yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So especially in this fast now, my love, you will have the best thing, and if you don't know to eat it, you will still hurt yourself. Fasting, you have to know how to eat in fasting. So you would have the best grains and all of these best things to eat.
Yes.
And if you don't know to put them in your temple, you're going to have a burnt chest.
Yeah. And
so
could affect you in the future.
Yes, that's how to apply them. That means don't try to eat too much. Don't prepare this whole heap of food in front of you to try to consume it. That is not fasting. Fasting is your tummy going to get little.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's just little you're going to need. And it's not long. We can do it for the 6 and sometimes 6 weeks and couple of days. Not long. That is a good cleansing, man.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna tell you again why I brought up the yeast again. I'm gonna just seal up that point with a clarity. Why again? Because you see, if I don't know the storyline, the impression you get is that you don't eat yeast during Lent, and then after Lent, it's all right. That's the impression you get. I am positive, I'm positive the vast majority of Bobo Shanti get that impression. They don't get the impression that according to what the elders show me, when a man bring them bread to judge, I say, no man, carry that to somebody else. Well, paraphrasing. But I guess it's just through his mercy when Lent time come, he said, look, family, we know the item gone a little strain up, but you see now, tighten up a bit. You see this time you tighten up a bit. So we don't want no yeast come in the yard. You know what I mean? Not like you're saying after you can bring it in. Maybe I'll watching you to see how you step up after. See if you go back on it. So I just wanted to highlight that because this is really
But if you know why, remember I said Jah is an elder man amongst us, and it's not everything you run and tell Jah neither, So a lot of things is going on amongst Jah, and if you don't go and tell him, he don't know, You see it? If you go to the road and something happen out there, don't to his God, no, you don't come and tell God what to take place out the road. Well, sometimes it's how we have our Father. We don't have to tell him. And our Father needs us to reason with him. You see it? But sometimes this wishful thinking like you know everything. So if you know why, if you take him right now, I'm gonna never know. So the man them they carry east.
Yeah, man.
In a place neither. That was not the tradition of the place. What I saw priest Rocco, I think said the Good Friday now, the black over white, when the man them gone to Ethiopia. And just drive up and rink upon him because many Good Friday there was no Psalms, no Owalik, about 3 Good Friday or so forth. And Jah was there. And just drive up and ask him to stop him Psalm reading. You see, Friday morning, me I tell you about now, when the black over white double Sabbath again, because the double Sabbath now, it is not ongo. Good Friday, it was every Friday morning now, Good Friday double Sabbath was ongo one time now for that moment. But this Friday morning double Sabbath now, when the man they make the Ethiopia move now, Jah call for black over white, Friday morning double Sabbath now, every Friday morning. The Good Friday double Sabbath was a different thing where it was on Good Friday. So does the Ethiopia move now make Jah call for that double Sabbath, black over white, every time like that. So whenever you when time Good Friday come, Jah did say you could not wear your black over white or you could not wear white. That confusion is amongst us. So if the man come with him white, you glorify him, said we. And if he come with black over white, glorify him said way. Because white was the original thing on Good Friday. But as I said, the Ethiopia move and Ethiopia timing when Friday morning in Jamaica, the service start in Ethiopia already, evening, Friday evening, or going into Sabbath. So Jack called for oneness with Jamaica and Ethiopia. With his foot when same put in a yard. And same have one foot there now. Same just call for unity. You see, so that, you know, that Friday morning black over white service, you know. So, as I said, Jah is a natural man, my Lord, and a lot of things take place, and man would want to blame Jah for say in a Jah yard. But if you don't go to our Father, as an elder man at the moment, you see, because some of the time we put this God thing and don't understand, so sometimes the man is not feeling well. Or just fling this, remember, he's a mortal man, you know. You see, just like when the emperor, the answer, Bill McMean, you know, as a mortal man, you know, natural man. That means that sometimes he get up, he don't feel well. He get up, the mucus is on him enough also, sometimes coughing. He's a natural man, my Lord. You see it? As an elder man in the moment, you know, when, you know, some of the time we don't even know to minister to an elder man. Enough of us never get an elder man to minister to. You see it? Some of the time, if you know why, we speak like we should not have spoken to him, you know? Yes, my Lord.
Yeah, man, positive. Wow. Give thanks. I think my Lord. So as you mentioned, just one quick question before I go. I have a next question about and a point you just mentioned there. As far as the double Sabbath, the first Good Friday double Sabbath that went into the doubles, because every Friday is a double Sabbath now, eh? And every Friday should really be black over white. But so that first Good Friday double Sabbath when the Ethiopian delegation went forward, was that 92 or 93? 92. We were 92.
Between 91, 92, 93 there. Between those here. I don't really remember. Yeah, 91, true. 92, 93.
True, my lord.
Understand? I think that the man start move within the 91 or 92. I don't remember quite.
True, my lord.
See, but it's that movement now, because that black over white. Remember, you know, when you look, you see a lot of congregation like Empress Lily, Empress Darrett, and all of these empresses was there. They wouldn't just obedient to priest or one of the other priests who would have just say that. It has to coming from higher authority, man.
Of course, I totally agree. No, definitely, I would expect. So, but you're saying now as an elder amongst us that from your perspective, could I have a few elders, like, okay, let me put it, I gotta just be square here, man. Last time we reasoned with Priest Kumi, and I was hoping to reason with him again this year for the Lent. He was very adamant about that white thing, eh? Very, very adamant to the point that he was speaking of, you know, the international parliament, and they have come to this agreement. That's last year, that everyone's supposed to have on white. I know it didn't go so at all, but that was really. But you're bringing it in a very neutral light. You're saying, hey, listen, whether it's black over white or white, I want you to glorify, because, as you say, that was how it was before. Jamaica changed with the African mission for the double Sabbath. Someone will insist that, hey, yeah, that was for that specific vibration there. But you're saying, hey, anyhow a man come, accept him. Well, once it's black over white or white, you know. But you see, the thing does go away, because then you see man come with red, black, and green over white, and and different things, and then it start to go. So that is why sometimes there's certain ones of I we want to make sure we're doing the right thing, you know. But I can only take the word from the elder, and if I say that it's a balance like that, you know, from your understanding, is a freedom, whether it be the full white with respect to its original sense, and the black over white with respect to the standard that rise in 92 or 93. Humility, you know. All right, Rastafari. So as far as, I don't know if you want to say anything else about that before I continue. But as far as the concept now, my lord, of this moment here that we call the Lenten period. There's a concept that go with it, eh? And it is the crucifixion of Christ. I don't think that, you know, I know sometimes we kind of dismissive with it because maybe we've lived it enough and we hear about it enough, but still, I mean, if I was fresh in this, I would want to understand what you're talking about. If let's say I just pick up Bobo Shanti and I hear a man telling me about Lent, and we dealing with this is symbolic of the crucifixion of Christ, and this is symbolic of, you know, the 40 days and 40 nights in the wild, and then now there's a story that comes around it, and the story has to do obviously with Christ being crucified at Mother White Bridge. And yes, my Lord, it has always been a talking point, and it is even still rising its head as a talking point, because I've sat with other elders who clearly tell me this is a natural persecution from the time of the 60s, you know, around the same Carol Gardens massacre, etc., etc., etc. But I know myself, my Lord, even before I came to Bobo Shanti Hill in 2001, you know, I've had pamphlets. There was this little flat book, I think it's called Letters Guide Our Destiny. A little flat book like the Black Supremacy with a pic. It's from the camp. And that book specifically was the first time I saw it talk about the Mother White Bridge and Christ being crucified. And the book specifically said 2,000 years ago. That's what the book says. And I've seen pamphlets specifying that 2,000 years ago in Egypt, Jamaica. So, you know, again, I know some ones are very dismissive of it. Like ones who say, look, don't worry about that. It's how you live. Let's practice love. No. That, to me, them is excuse. We done practice. We practice in love. We just want a clarity. We have children and so, you know, that want to know what we're talking about, you know. So man have to be able to explain properly what you're talking about. You could give us a clarity on that story, my Lord.
Yeah, the Mother White Bridge. You see, when you don't witness the thing, I get it just like most individuals get it.
Yes, right.
I was not a witness of this Mother White Bridge thing. But just like when you get it, the man prophesied for Mother White Bridge, he said you're not to live behind it. Any liver you're going to live must in front of it. From Mother White Bridge, going to cut off to the wickedness where it takes place. Dear. So anyone live in the west, I hear him say the west going to perish, Westmoreland flood and all of them flood the car. When down the west there come, it's like it's a lowland. When water come, it have nowhere to go more than the land. So sometimes even down the west there, you know, this flood. So Mother White Bridge, the man said, don't live behind it. If anything, it must be in front of it, because Jamaica going to split in three pieces. It's a Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. That is the three different, you know, areas in Jamaica, you know. So that I get it just the said way in my Lord. You see it? Yeah, so sometimes I can't explain the whole of this thing here because, you know what I mean? I did not question the elders, them that were giving I.
Yes, I.
So I just take it just like I get it. You see it? But you see, Bobo Shanti Pana old growing in Jamaica, you could be any other Rasta, but don't be Bobo.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. No. The parents, them don't want you to be Rasta, you know, but don't be the Bobo. They don't want you to be Rasta, none at all. But if you're going to be Rasta, don't be Bobo. No. I the rare set of Rasta. So,
that shocked me, man. Bobo Shanti.
Eh?
Bobo Shanti as we know Bobo Shanti.
When Mr. Rowe is not within principle.
I know that.
We care ourselves within that dogma, them say. We don't petty people.
Oh.
We don't take foolish questions. You know, we are, you see, and all of these things. You see what I say? So it's not just that alone, you know. But what I heard parents say, why did not you follow Bob Marley them or support? But the Bobo don't be the Bobo. So I Bobo get a lot of fight even from the other bridging them too. The other house them too. Because we must face the reality, you know. So by the time I still bridging them, you know, it's not happen right here now, you know. When you say love my Lord, love yourself first. This is how they used to deal with us. You see, when we hear Bobo up, love yourself first. So so as the honorable priest Dougie said, once bitten, twice shy. What did happen to our father? You see it? It was the other individual them. I don't know if it was the enemy sending this individual to call the statue on that they could get free. Do our father what they did him, but then beat him mercilessly, man, and thought that this man was dead man. So so our father don't trust people right now because they have record with all the Rastaman them that do take something in Jamaica. Did you know?
No.
Only one man them do have no record for who take something from the government is the Right Honorable King Emmanuel. They have the paper where them read out all of these things from them different program. They maybe don't want to admit it. But only one man never take nothing from these politicians.
Amongst the elders.
Yes, but most of our, say, you have individuals that don't take anything, you know, but we are talking about the leaders then now.
That's why I asked that.
You like how King Man is a leader, Planner was a leader,
we know who them be.
Light was a leader in the thing, and the 12 tribe region there, Jagiad was a leader in the thing. It's only one man, never take nothing.
Historian and so.
Government. You know, is the Right Honorable King Emmanuel. That make him stand out. Where when him said to the brethren, them come and throw in your towel, because you know what is said for us as Rasta. When you look your guys, sister, your thing are dissolve. And that is said for us as Rasta. You see what I say, Carl? Remember, you know, what did take place with the emperor, you know, my lord, in 1974, you know. People don't realize what did take place, you know. The emperor was handing over to the priest.
1966.
And that was 1974 when them say, from 66. But 1974 is drop the honor of these people who did crown him with this imperial honor 5 years after they came and make war with him. So when them spread that malicious rumor, remember, you know, them saying bishop here and all type of thing that you hear. We see Jamaica, people leave from Jamaica and go and identify some bone. When them measure the bone, them are some big man, because this couldn't be the emperor bone that they go and rebury. Because these bones were such big bones. You see it? I have a picture here with Planner. I can send it, come and show you. Planner come in the food house. Planner come with a video. And he marks our TV. But when he want to show, say King Emmanuel, don't die. So I have that picture with Planner. I don't know if you can recognize a couple of the other bridges in them, but Planner, that he want to show us that King Emmanuel could not die. And you know, same couldn't get to show that video because I don't know what happened to the TV, but it would not come on. You see it? So, you know, I give thanks that he could come, you know, and sit in the Bobo court to show us King Emmanuel can't dead. You see it? So that is it, my lord, you know. But
wow, where was that? I know the elder Martin will plan to make a tradition too, but when did he come and do that? That was the early 2000s or so, late 90s?
Well, after Jamaica move, you know, because I remember him come to show a video now. See the King Emmanuel could not die, but we never get to see the video because the television did not work.
So he ever say what on the video, like what he gonna show you? Look, see the man down by the beach.
Yeah, man. But you know, so sometimes Bobo kind of like a dogma. Because Bobo carry the reason sometimes and attack the man. I'm not going to tell them out of the way. These things that you attacking the man with never needed. The man never come about that. So sometimes we don't attack our elders. Because he's one of our elders. You understand? And sometimes man have no mercy to you. You catch a great plan and now you're going to fling some like way make him feel uncomfortable.
Me hear, yeah.
So man, do that too, my lord. So I did not love the uncomfortableness. Time never come about that. Even go come about the video to show. So to that never play no man take up their chance to make it him uncomfortable. So
yeah, like
and get up
and
get up and leave, you know. So I'm speaking the truth, you know.
I feel you now, man. I feel you. I more see that as a mistake, like, you know, more on our side. But I get what you're saying, man. Maybe a few ones take that, like, you see a follow your compound, man. You see the thing not even play. I assume that's what you're telling me, and then end up away. I don't know if I'm correct with that.
That's why it is good to talk to Priest Lamont, because Priest Lamont is a man now where go and hear him speak naturally about King Emmanuel. But yeah, I did not get that opportunity.
Well,
you know.
Well, you since you break the news, you know, you heard it here first. I definitely have him set to seat and speak with him during the Lent, you know. The Honorable Priest Lamont still, you know, very feisty in his expression. I surely agree with what I say. So, but no, man, it's touching to hear that Brother Kumi himself, Martin Moplano, would have come and, you know, express that, you know. And since you bring up that, you know, and you mentioned Priest Dougie too. You know, Priest Dougie gave us a beautiful story of when Emmanuel was, if you want to say, attempting to unify the Rastafari. And you said something a moment ago about throwing the towel. I always hear, well, I know the phrase naturally throwing the towel, you know, like when you're boxing and the man throwing the towel, I mean the match done. But what you saying? King Emmanuel specifically said to the other elders of Rastafari that they should throw in the towel. It's them
well, you see what going, even the 61.
Yeah.
In the 61 movement, you know,
oh, yes,
61 movement there to Ethiopia. That was not a government movement, you know. Remember, it was Rastaman, including King Emmanuel, was speaking about this movement. And the government coming out now.
Oh, okay.
So
yes. To sponsor it, of course.
Movement. But it was not a government movement. So they come and capture the movement now. So to that now, we don't get a fullness of that mission. We don't go hear this and hear that and hear that, because we hear the emperor give them turban and the emperor say, but remember, we don't get an official thing, you know, this don't go hear this, hear that. So we never get an official thing.
Official report.
We don't go hear that they went to 5 states. And the emperor tell him, say, next time I'm gonna bring the right people, which is the Sabbath people. So as I said, these things are hearsay.
Well, so, in several documents, I can quote a couple books where I see them same thing. But true. I guess the authors get them from the same Rastaman guys. Them man all from Germany come Jamaica and hear it from man and man. So any which way it turn. Yes,
so it's sure you know. You sure you know the Rasta could have ruled the world and Jamaica from that time. Because Ethiopia, the 5 states, man cries, you know, that, you know, in bridging them, they got across the sea. And await us, 5 states, including Ethiopia and the rest of places then. You see it? So we never get a fullness on the 61 movement. We don't know if it called the problem today amongst us as brethren, the different houses. The different houses should not have stopped us from come together. Just like obviously, as I ever talk about 1963, the OAU, you know, people from different places that the emperor all have to lock the door. No one will come out until you come to a solution. The emperor have to do something natural, lock the door, lock in one another, that you know, they could not get out. So till them have to make sure so them come to something tangible. You know what I mean?
Yes,
yeah. So all I say now, you know, to Dingy Flacco.
Yeah.
As he said, what is going on amongst them now? You know, there's nothing for I, Bobo, to rejoice. Because it is going on amongst everyone.
Rejoice.
There's nothing for us to rejoice to say, you know, like something is happening over Bingy, like this is one people, one black people. This is nothing for I to rejoice that my brethren is going through that at the moment. But I feel like if the elders them did more have a more understanding with our rule Jamaica today, this problem would not face us. You know, I don't know if too some of the man them couldn't read what did take place at that time. But the elders them, if them did just come together, you know, even just the 60-1 movement there could show you we have the emperor on our side. And we have 5 more states to take us in. You see? But the war amongst our one another. You know what I mean?
Like we dropped the ball, man.
Yeah, because sometimes even I, Bobo, I got you, and I can hear a Rasta man say, oh, some of them are put another man in front of King Selassie. I got through, you know, I say, live room, you know, I can hear another Rasta man licking out, you know. So some flesh is put in, nether flesh in front of the emperor. What are the Bobo am talking?
Oh,
but him don't understand, say, our father say the emperor is his father. He's just a servant doing his father work.
Yeah, we miss all of that.
You see? So sometimes in the culture amongst our one another, if the back no against the wall now you look up at Bobo Hill, as bad as thing be, there's a psalm reading every morning, 12 o'clock, and in the evening. So no matter the weakness where you hear go on at Bobo Hill, and the Sabbath service is very strong. The thing amongst us now, you know, are just the president thing, which that is no problem to me. This president thing is no problem to me. But we're going to require our president now to move certain way. That means the faith now, we don't want you to talk faith, we want you to use the works now and show us that faith that you're carrying. Because most people talk faith, but we need the works behind. That you could say, yes, you put on the work with something, you know, say your faith strong.
What's really the requirements for this president? What are we far from that? Can we just saying that, but are we even close to that?
No, well, really and truly, you know, to the man's son is here. To the man's son is here. We could not be biased. You understand? The man's son is here. So we couldn't be biased to say.
You're speaking of just as Emmanuel or Abuna Emmanuel?
Well, any one of them. But may I say, too, his son is here. By right. It is one of the son. By right. But you're not going to say, I say by right, it is one of the son, like you go and look on I less than a son. So if you go and look on I less than a son and speaking about your father, think it might come back away. Because I were the individual who the bull people call Prince Emmanuel Donkey. So it's I and build the place. So it's our father thing. Don't use your father thing. Right? It might come back not nice. Use it like how we say our father. As just say, we all come and get his name. You know? But as I said now, it's no problem for I. You know? It's only some people now that say, just as a little youth used to do that and used to do this. But remember, he was a little youth at the time. You see? So all we have to ask him, as a big man now, try to make your word be upright. Don't speak like a little youth, because you was a youth one time. And then I bring up some little youth thing for you that you did one time. You see it? You know, so children will be rude. And sometimes we amongst King Emmanuel encourage him also to be rude. Not everyone, you know, but some people encourage him to be rude because they would say, you do have to go and read. You do have to do that. You do have to do that because the kingdom is your work. So some people were telling him that long time, which he did have to go and read. They should encourage him to learn to read as a youth. So some of us spoil him also. I'm going to speak the truth. Some of us now through a youth, we don't correct him. Or if we go and correct him, we don't correct him the right way. That if you get dropped. I get dropped to correct him, you know, my Lord. But each time when I correct him, I win out. Each time when I get job to correct him, I win out. I never lose yet. I don't lose case.
I see.
You know, look at you.
Look at
you here. Here, look at you there now. You're leaving with us. When you take it out and drop in at the pool, big excitement. That is up a Kailash mountain. You remember? And in the water,
yes. Of course, yes. And fly around the car.
He just want to go. I remember youth and him see this water, and him just want to go in this water.
Yeah, man. Give thanks with that memory.
Youth will do you things. So we as big one now. It is a testing for us if we are forgive or we are come look hard. All this way is going on amongst us is testing for us. If our mercy is going to be like your mercy, endure forever, how required us. You know what I mean? So all of these we have to just wise.
I just let the congregation know, because the congregation may not know. That's why it bring a joy back. Because you're speaking of when my son Animal Prince Almasi, how old was he at that? 8?
He was 6.
He was 6 at that time?
6, yes.
No, man, he was so young, man, about 2 years ago, 3 years. Maybe 10 now. But anyway, about 7, 8, man, 8, about whenever. And he dropped in the pool there, as they said, in the Kailash Mountains in St. Lucia. Yeah, and the adrenaline came in. But give thanks, man. Give thanks for the Almighty hand as well, too, even at that moment. But you know, since you mentioned, and you know, since you mentioned the presidency, well, I asked about it too. But since you went that deep, and you mentioned, oh Lord, oh my Lord, the Honorable Priest Jesus, in all due respect to him, and you know, in everything, what I'm going to ask you is not specifically about him, but about the idea of the presidency through a family lineage. So again, no, not specifically because him, or as you mentioned, my Lord, Abuna Emmanuel as well. It could have been someone else. I heard King Emmanuel had a son named Chippy, isn't it? The man,
yeah, man, I knew.
Yeah, he just come to the camp. One of the time I was there, I think he came through some kind of building, something being built. But anyway.
Yeah, man.
But so what I'm saying, the idea, because, okay, I'm just looking at it realistically. I know for sure they have been vice presidents. Priest Campbell, Priest Harry, according to Priest Rittman, when King Emmanuel made his transition, there was no vice president. That's what Priest Rittman said, right? And the Tiger's Nest here. So you know that the vice president could change as well. So I'm just looking at the realistic aspect of it. So then the president would be a president until he or maybe she transition, because the lineage again, and is it just a male lineage? All them things have to come into consideration from your outlook of it. I know many people don't look at it like how you look at it, for sure. Let me be clear with that. But when it comes to that, because it's something deep to look into. It's a serious subject. It's not something to just brush away. You clearly said that it's not no big headache for you, and you're not losing no sleep over it. But your humble opinion, which is a very important opinion, is that it should be, you didn't use this term, but it sounds like that's what you're saying, it should be something of the bloodline. Am I correct? Just check it.
No. When I'm saying, okay, I'm saying to be something of the bloodline.
You didn't use that term, you know. You didn't use that term. You said his sons are here.
Yeah, but they are here. So,
okay, right.
So sometimes, like how the sons are here, I have to wise how we are dealing with the man's son.
I understand.
That's that may I say.
With respect.
Because if they did care understanding too, they could have looked on priest Earl or one of the upright priests too, and said, priest, sit in that.
I hear you.
So it no need no wet name there.
Respect.
He could have give me the authority too and say, all right, priest, sit there. Just like our father made the community, the office run the yard. So no the time people don't see King Emmanuel. It was the brethren them in the office run the yard just like how King Emmanuel would do.
Respect.
So just like how that happened, that moment when King Emmanuel was there, it was the brethren them in the office, run the yard, see that the thing, the kitchen come up on time, 3 meals a day, because we have all of them things that happen. You see? But it was the brethren then. So when I say that now, he could have said, honorable priest, I saw you capable to do this, take all this work, and
totally get you.
The congregation respect you. It have to do something with the respect of the congregation too. You cannot leave out the congregation. You have to know how the congregation see priest Earl. So if my work is not proper, the congregation should come up and talk and say, priest Earl too, your work is not proper. All right, I give you 10 years to see if you could change your ways, and then you take up the president then. You know, from the living dog, he still have a chance. He's better than the dead lion. So,
oh my.
You see it? So, as I say, I don't want to put it past the two sons.
Yeah, of course. I totally understand.
That the man character, but remember, he was a little youth.
Right. We get that too. I wouldn't even, as I say, we are youth. Because, you know, in all due respect to Priest Justice again, you know, as I was showing Priest Dougie, is that the impression I get, you know, I mean, every man have their own like vibes, but the impression I get is that the brethren, it is his father. You have a father, I have a father, whether you know him or not, or whether he deal with you. My personal biological father, my daddy, as you would say, he's a man, he dealt with me, he passed on. So I'm very thankful that he was my father. You know, some other man may not have that good relation with the father, but you have a father. So King Emmanuel is Jesus, Priest Jesus, and Priest Abuna father. I mean, he's all of our father in one realms, but he's their man daddy. I mean, you can't take away that. So I'm just seeing that just like any son, you know, he's seeing that his daddy thing, I'm going to use the term daddy here, just for understanding, his daddy thing, not really running the way that he know his daddy thing does run. So in whatever spirit he carry, he just feels his responsibility to make sure his daddy thing running right. That's what I see when I see and hear the brethren going to what they go. I mean, people say all sorts of other things and, well, but this and it, so you lock down this and lock down that. As you said, every man have their own little vibes. But that's the impression that I get. One thing I just meditate, Honorable, is that when the son of Marcus Mosiah Garvey come through, it's enough blessings the man getting, enough, you know, showers and, you know, I mean, a whole heap of vibes, because the son of the prophet is here. You know, maybe the man do good works too, differently, and not disrespecting Julius Garvey at all respect to Julius Garvey. But for my knowledge, is a white woman, the man married. No disrespect to the man, I'm just showing you. He's saying nothing to diss the man. Respect Julius Garvey.
You know, the Rastaman, you know, the Rastaman them in Jamaica, them now past that, you know. Them are going to speak about the father. How could you do that?
Well, okay, well, I mean,
the father was speaking about the man them around the emperor also, to them married to some Italian people. They make have like them have the emperor now in the dark because your wife was the enemy.
Of course.
From Italy.
Right.
So come like you have the emperor now in the dark and now make him know say Mussolini are prepared to come attack him.
Right.
So Marcus Garvey, when you do that now, you see, but when the man them speak now in Mafi, either put her away quick. You know of that too. The man them in Jamaica speak and burn him out. And either I don't know if him put her away, you know, but some fire take place there, you know.
I didn't come across all the history there. I missed that one. I knew so hot it was. I doubt he did that, man. I mean, no, if he did that, we would have heard about that. Wow. But anyway, that's a good little segue there. But I'm not gonna hold it too long, you know, because I know you have the whole family to get to. But here, the point I was making, not to bring him in the spotlight, but just to show, you know, everyone have the, you want to call it flaws. Some man may be offended by that. But I'm just saying now, and Haile Selassie grandson, and so when he come through, how we deal with them in highness and so.
That respect.
Right.
So that respect.
our Lord Jesus and Abuna. You know, me personally, I ain't saying to make them more God than me and you, know? But I believe there's something that should stand out, that even the world can see. Hey, one thing that man deal with King Emmanuel offspring proper. I always think so, you know, in the same way. Now because you know him, it's because you know him, you know. Familiarity breeds contempt, eh? So true, you know him, and you sleep up, you wake with him, and you sleep with him and wake up and see he's still asleep, and you wash his skin maybe and whatever. I see him, and you know him, and you see him grow up, you know him. So I know him, man, nothing. But if there's a spirit that we give to those who come out the loins of our God, there got to be some level of spirit. You know, it's not to say they are so off that, I mean, when they come around, you know, lock the gate. You know, lock the gate. You say, yes, my Lord, give thanks for the coming in. So the fact that you can communicate, I mean, to some degree, everything all right. So I think as a Congress, this is my opinion, that as a Congress, the same way we show some reverence to the offspring of prophet and king. And I will repeat it, I ain't telling nobody to worship nobody, put them in no presidential seat neither, nothing more than me and you, at all. But something, there got to be something that we understand that, hey man, remember that's the Godson, just like how you said, straight up. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, I just read right there, so I man there now. Yeah. I told me grow with this individual, and it wasn't like something that not real. But when you go with youth, you have to correct them. You have to correct youth, whether you want to say my Godson, and when we say correct him, sometimes I need a youth growing, you need to slap to make you know you're a bigger man than him. No playing. We go through all of these things, you know, my Lord.
Right.
You pick up with me, I say, so it's not. So I still want to, I don't want to speak like people who holding him now and what he did not have control over as a little youth growing up.
Yeah, man, of course.
Bigger now. So I just want him to speak uprightly. Lego loose word that I hear you speaking all along. The elder brethren them now, don't try to diss them, because you better see the elder brethren as our father. Unless this is not real. We are dealing with real thing now. King Emmanuel show the Honorable Priest Campbell one at the time when him go to the road, and you have some people back you up with Mac and Jer. Even till today. Adam and the your life. And them back you up with some question, and sometimes them just one little word, and if you ever say, just go say one little word and sit, them never want you to talk. Because them know who give life, and who they say give life cannot go in the court of law. Like how them that say, all right, the emperor, but we have evidence to know when this man born, we can't carry it in the court of law. We have evidence all when he was growing the League of Nations. The other part with the Hocus Pocus God, it cannot go into the court of law. Like the King of Kings of Revelation say, we have a King of Kings here. The Bible tell us about a history, whether David, whether Samuel, but it tell about a history of people. But it tell you about a King of Kings. I know the people them cannot see this King of Kings, that he come now and drop the throne of the Christian world who did come and crown him. Because remember, the Christian world did crown him, you know. All of these Christian people did crown him, you know. You see, because them didn't know the prophecy. He's on a black man and black woman now did kind of, you know, wasn't up to the time according to what we go through.
When you say the Christian world, you mean the Coptic Christian world, or you mean Christendom in general?
Well, the crown nation, we did most of the 72 nations. They know who they were crowning.
Okay, I hear you.
Most of them are them would come out to make war with him, because when them see that they couldn't have him for themselves. You see, so them come make war with him, drop bomb on him and all of these things. It was for the poor, and they have not. You know, the African people are all around, so he was there to make a lot of places get independent and all of that. And you know what I mean? So, as I said, my dad, you know, I just him in himself, he could have get some help to call upon priest Earl and call upon some of the man where you know say Did I hold the principle? Good. 'Cause these men, most of them couldn't even eat sweet, you know, in front of you know. They can give you them Mr. Priest, shimmer and the whole of them, you know. You know, when I see sweet to go in mouth, you know, and I call the elder and say, this man have been sweet, you know, and his father coming to my lord. I'm going to sweet paper. I don't know if he swallowed the man swallow it. So them have their history. Because when I come a yard, I know said these things are dainty. We don't eat bun and cheese and them type of thing like when we see Bobo them take up and I eat now. Bobo eat out time kitchen. So when I get this little youth amongst us, go and buy sweetie, I draw them up. You see it? And when you take it out, man, the man play, how do you need to pan man car? Could I find the sweetie, my lord? It's not got the paper. I don't know. I do not know what he did with it, you know. So,
good times,
you know, so all him need is see my lord, just draw for the priest them, we can help them. The young man them is good. We love him all over the world, but from the time you have to use the man them now. I come with the father a long time.
Of course.
You know the thing, what to do with in the morning when daylight. You get up and you light a fire, the 23rd Psalms, and then you sweep up. You carry the psalm reading now. So you wouldn't carry the psalm reading without a fire and the 23rd Psalm, like a glory be. Yes, you light the fire, then you sweep up, and you come forward, come seal with that glory be, then you go to the psalm reading. So there's a order. What is to be done? So right now the order kind of drop. Kind of by the time I go up there and say, oh, no carry psalm reading without the fire. The fire must be light. And you cannot carry a Friday evening service and you carry it 8 o'clock. Because you cannot sing another 6 days work is done. We up there, so. It must finish now when you say one day I begin and the other day finishing. You sing that hymn. Another 6 days work is done. You know what I mean? So I glorify what him did with you and kind of, you know, straighten out the place. You know what I mean? And things like that, you know. But
who's that? That's King Jesus?
Yes, but pertaining to priest Bailey and Tati, it never start the evil way, like how you hear it sound. It start good to know, say, Bobo get a seat in the United Nations now, and it sound pretty. It never sound like how you hear it gone round this and now. And
wait, slow down. What, you have to slow down a bit for, I could imagine, you have to slow down for me a bit. I could imagine the audience too. What happened with Priest Taldi and Priest Bailey and
when them they get the seat in the United Nations, it never sound like how it end up. It never sound like how it end up like they are the enemy. It sound like they were working for us. So I don't know what went wrong. Make it reach where it reached. But we must all take this thing now as a lesson. And we don't want to, we cannot make a step forward. Every time we are making a step, we are making a step backward, not forward. We want to make a step forward. So it seems so beautiful when these individuals go get a seat in the United Nations for us. You see it? So
and the seat's still there.
Well, to what is going on now, you know, it looks like it was a set of people who go and make that seat. So the confusion now, I cannot say.
I will leave it at that. I will go no more with that one here. Yes, my Lord. Okay, give thanks. And you know, as I said, still, you know, you know, you just love to the whole house of Bobo Shanti, you know. And I know the eye is a man that is just whoever you may be drying up, you just love your heart for them and expression of love, you know. But as I said, I will keep, you know, more from the eye loved ones. They spend a real lengthy time with I and I did want to ask you, you know, what you think. Maybe you can use this in the sealing up too. What you think about the Rastafari unity? You obviously would have heard myself and Priest Dougie and Bingy Flacco sit on that subject there specifically about the unity of Rastafari. I speak about it a lot. You know, in reality, it's not all too much Bobo speak about Rastafari unity. You know, so I don't know what you could add to it, what you think about it, especially when you gave us an idea in the context of the father already too. And because the father, you know, contrary to many belief, the father has always been for Rastafari unity. If you study his history properly, I think the most we know of him, and I don't want to say fantasize of him really, but the most we know of him and the most that we look upon him is usually in this sense here, when, you know, we know him at Bulbe and so on and so forth. When you track his history properly, everything he did was Rastafari unity. Even the 1958 event, that was Rastafari unity, you know. And while he was at Bobo Hill, he got all the elders together, from my understanding, and Bingi rock, Bingi as Fayaki Bingi rock on the hill. Man said King Emmanuel come out and rock Bingi said way. You know what I mean? Enough ones didn't want to rock till they see Jah rocking and say, what? Jah rocking, man. Even one man, I could tell you, say preaching man say that after the Bingi, a man asked King Emmanuel, what you think about the Bingi man, them Bingi? And just say, he's the sweetest Bingi here in a long time. You know, I got Bingi when you go, I mean, Bingi, as we call Naya Bingi, is a sweet thing, you know, my lord. I don't know who, as they say, over dogmatic, they dance the reggae and they don't want to dance to the Bingi, you know, so Bingi does be sweet, Rasta. I don't mean I Bobo Shanti service, Bingi. Yeah. So what do I look at as the unity? How do I look at it and the reality of it? You know, because as I say, King Emmanuel said, throw in your towel, you know, and man, don't be very religious. It's one away. But I think that there have to be some way that we can work together. Just like you can work with the mailman and you can work with the bus driver, you have to kind of work with Rastafari. You know what I mean? Even if we have different ways, man. What do you think?
Well,
in your closing, if you desire to. If you want to spend a little more time with you, but I think I'm going to free you up because I know you have enough.
Yeah, when we think about it now, and you have to face the reality, you see it? And it's hard and it's not so hard. And why we say it hard now? If I'm gonna go hold on and say the Bingi, Bobo come out of it. Because some of the time these things man do. We say Bobo come out of the Bingi. Remember, you know, the beginning of the thing was groundation where all the elders them gather, you know, with their idea. You see it? King Emmanuel was a man where all of these elders speak about. He was always upright. You never hear a man speak about King Emmanuel and he was not upright, speaking uprightly.
Never.
So what I'm saying about this now, we see, this pumps and pride thing, so King Emmanuel did stand up, you know, because one at the time, you know, July, you know, yeah, them they come up at the yard here and say them a go up a Earl circle here. And them I invite King Emmanuel. But him not show them say, instead of go Earl circle, make a rock at 21 night now bingi. So I know the man them not gather yet to manifest a party. So King Emmanuel transcend now, but I and I the elder remember those words that the man did call. The man them and say, make a rock at 21 night now bingi. And we don't come together yet as a Rasta man with the word of King Emmanuel yet to do that. So the man them did leave now and go up at the Sabina Park, and I don't know who kettle queen to a fire. I know, so sometimes some little disobedient individual go and all of that, because sometimes I know the mostly leaders them, you know, like the statue and break off, and it was the King Emmanuel. But they still did disobedient and go up there and all of that. So they always I tell them, say, you know, my lord, him is here for the unity, you see, of black people. You know, the different houses. Yeah. In my father's house are many mansion, Bingi, 12 tribe, Black Heart, and the whole heap of different house. But remember, you know, it's in the father house, so we must realize that we are still in the father house. So sometimes we have to drop the name brand and just roll up on the father now, in the father house. So is the father a Sabbath keeper? Is he observe the Sabbath as a tradition 7 day? Well, the Bible says after 6 days, he rested upon the 7th day. The father we are talking about now. The maker we are talking about now.
Yes,
before he mentioned nothing about the Christ, them and anything like that. He talking about that first 6 day of labor, you rested. So we all have to follow what the tradition say, and when they measure the Sabbath now, the Sabbath coming like a natural rest day because more energy upon the Sabbath where the people have the thing that could measure the day, the Sabbath carry more vibration of rest, it's a natural rest day, So the unity now, my lord, I'm going to tell my brethren, they make a hurry up and do it. Because the other houses are black people, our brethren state. So anyway, if we make this unity that we could save ourselves and our children, we could just hurry up and do it, my lord. Because as Bongo Flacco said, we are going into the Bingy house, well, Bobo house is here, to receive everyone. You're our father, you're our sons and daughters, our arms still stretch out. We should say, although the man did say, come and unite, and you never come unite, we are still here stretching out our hand, man, can represent the Father today. That may I say, hurry up and do it. Make a hurry up and do this unity. Make a come together. You see, the different thing, like all the different things that they try already, you will say it not work yet. And one thing now, if you try, just come a Bobo place and see all the other people and chant the 21 night Nayab Dingy. Fulfill King Emmanuel word. Right in the length, like you see length, I know say the length now are more than 21 night. So with that call upon everyone, make us gather in the length now. You see it and bring down the wall. Because we want to go home, my dad. We're getting tired and we're getting old. Because I was a young man in I think, see my young video them, say I'm a elder in I think now. I was looking like the eye one at a time, with black precept and all of these things, my lord. Say I'm getting elder, the thing. So we need to hurry up. Enough of our elders, them drop them temple in this place because, the elder, them never want to come together and make it do the thing. So, see the youth, them a call for the man, they make it come together, my lord. We love all our brethren, we love Bongo Flacco, we love all the other man, them. They could do it positive, man. King Emmanuel did right, man. Yes, my lord.
God and King, I give thanks for all blessings, just full-hearted celebration. When it is here with us already, give thanks. Good job.
I would have sealed with that glory when you finish, yeah?
Of course, and give thanks also for the upcoming of the Lent, Through my Lord, so that I could seal it out, give thanks all powers.
Well, Emmanuel, King Selassie, Rastafari, glory be unto our Father, unto the Son, unto the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. The word is without end. King Emmanuel the Seven, Rastafari. Have mercy upon I, O Jah, according unto thy loving kindness, is according unto thy tender mercy. Blot out thy transgression, or have I truly from my iniquity. Let the Most High. Will Emmanuel, I?
Selassie.
Rastafari. Yes, my lord, we could just keep it black and beautiful, no, man.
My God. Give thanks, God and King. I will escort you out. Escort, maybe escort, I don't know. Give thanks, my Lord, blessed Lord. Give thanks. And give thanks to the hour prayer coming up by the eye. My God. Yes, Yes, we give thanks, for such blessings from the Honorable Priest Earl and the vibration that the King gave us. For those who may have just been coming in, because we will be premiering this, we definitely began the discussion speaking of that Lenten period, so I'm really, hoping that ones would have received thus far a wealth of knowledge, that you can utilize about the Lent. I mean, I personally, I cannot just come and say it all. I don't have all the information. That's why we invite one specifically of this order. We always make sure, for the last, this would maybe the 4th year, we always make sure that we take the time to, livicate the moment of the Lenten period, to explaining how it's done, even though we would have said it before. And I could always even encourage ones to check some of the older works, some of the older videos that we would have done. One from last year, just type in Priest Isaac Lent, or and especially some of these videos that deal with the crucifixion and resurrection. The crucifixion and resurrection of Rastafari. That's a very good video to check. The crucifixion and resurrection, I think, of King Emmanuel. Yeah, that's a good video to check. Don't mind the titles. I know some of you saying, man, what kind of, just check them out. I think, where is Prince Emmanuel now? That's a good one for you to watch. Those who are serious about understanding the theology. I don't know. We'll touch upon it again this year, really, but this, what appears to be a mystery to many people, and to be honest, sometimes we just ask the question to see one's outlook. But I honestly think we unravel all the mysteries already, personally, in the Tiger's Nest, because I'm not really here or there or trying to figure out this or that. I clearly understand what it's all about, and that is what I explain in these videos that I've just mentioned a moment ago. And as I said, we've done several, and those videos I mentioned, they're more like, some of them are like online lecture presentation. And of course, the Battle of Ottawa as well. At this time, the 1st of March, the Battle of Ottawa, that is in 1896. And that, of course, is when Menelik II, of course, Ras Mokenin and Empress Taitu, Alula, give thanks to the Princess Ras Alula. Some real terrible killers, some black mane lions that stood up against the Italians and crumple them and trample them, trample them on the feet. And of course, the link that we would have made. That's a nice video for you to watch as well. Look, we just recommended videos here. I don't remember the exact name, but it's something about the link between King Emmanuel and Menelik II, Honorable King Emmanuel and Menelik II, as this time of the Battle of Ottawa. And for sure, something specific will be done as it relates to the Battle of Ottawa. So all you've got to do is check us on Radio Anu. For sure, the Tiger's Nest specifically, we will be definitely going into the whole celebration of the Battle of Ottawa. And of course, you know how to get to the Tiger's Nest. You know how to get to Radio Anu. That is the Priest Isaacs Institute.com. That's the Priest Isaacs Institute.com. Of course, all the information is in the description below this video, and that will carry you straight to Radio Anu. 24/7 vibes, even throughout the Lenten period. Definitely all of our programs during such time will have let's just say, a fasting and praying face. So it's just a joy, looking forward to each and every one. So as I said, it's a great celebration. Keep it joyful amongst each other, and new chalices packed here. So we will go straight into that. We could stay with you, for the whole evening, but I'm sure you yourself have things that you need to attend to. Give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. As I said, join us right now on Radio Anu for much more vibes and much more meditation and much more strength, Love in the house, King Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love, give thanks.